Unit 4. Recording 1.
Today in the studio we are talking about things we couldn't live without, and we have 5 millennials to help us. Let's start with you, Luke. What would be the one thing you can't live without?
Apart from my girlfriend, I would have to say my phone. I absolutely love music and can't live without it. I listen to music on my phone on the way to the office and when I'm at work. I think without music, I would go crazy. Life today can be so stressful and noisy, especially living in a big city. So sometimes I try and stop all the noise with some relaxing music.
Thanks, Luke. Although I do wonder how a 20-year-old can be stressed. And Amy, you're a researcher in a social media company, so we can guess what your object would be.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I would definitely leave social media behind if I went to a desert island. In fact, my research proves that we would be better off without it. Whenever I need to get away, I head for the countryside. I love getting out of the city and need to be active. I think it's so important to do plenty of exercise, especially in the fast-paced world we live in. My big passion is walking, so it would have to be my boots.
Paul, over to you. You've recently started your own company, I believe.
That's right. So without my laptop, I'd be lost. I use it for everything. For my schedules, for email, talking to people online. I couldn't be without it. It's essential for organising my life. I'm very sociable, so I spend hours and hours on social media. It drives my family crazy.
Thanks, Paul. Over to you, Joe. What would be your thing?
I know it's not really a thing, but I think it would have to be online shopping, especially Netline Direct. Definitely my #1 shop. I use it all the time as it's so reliable and I don't have to leave the house. I've never been disappointed, and the only time I had an issue, the customer service was excellent, and the problem was solved in minutes. I always use it for myself, or even for buying presents. It means I don't have to go shopping, which is wonderful because shopping is always the last thing I want to do.
Thanks, Joe. And last but not least, Clem. What would be the thing you couldn't live without?
I'm going to say something very non-tech. A book would be my most precious possession. I read for at least 2 hours a day, and when I go anywhere, I take a book with me. It's the only way I can take a break from this world and lose myself in a different one. The last book I read was called The Starman. It was amazing and changed my life.
Wow, that's saying something. Thanks for all your contributions. It was very interesting to hear what's important to our millennials.